Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 121. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. We do have a stellar Tech It Out radio show planned for you this hour, or podcast, depending on how and where you're listening to this. We have 3 awesome guests to get to. In a moment from now, we're going to learn about the incredibly unique LG G8X ThinQ smartphone. Here's a hint for you. The full name is the LG G8X ThinQ dual screen smartphone. Haha, we'll get to that shortly. After that, we will catch up with Sonos, the company that makes some amazing Wi-Fi speakers for the home and sound bars as well. But they've created their first ever portable speaker that also has Bluetooth for wirelessly connecting your smartphone or tablet on the go. But it does have a few extra tricks up its sleeve, which we're going to learn about in a few moments from now. So Sonos will join us this hour too. And finally, we'll have on Tech It Out someone from SanDisk joining us, one of the top flash memory players in the world and part of the Western Digital family. We're going to call him up and chat about new rugged SSDs or solid state drives and all the benefits that it has over a portable hard drive. So as you can tell, a jam-packed Tech It Out for this episode 121. All right, let's kick things off. While there are many different smartphones on the market to choose from, let's face facts here. They all pretty much look the same and they work more or less in the same fashion as well. Oh, sure. Some may be faster, another one with a better camera, a third has smarter artificial intelligence, but for the most part, they're pretty difficult to tell apart. But every once in a while, something new and exciting debuts, and LG has just done that with its LG G8X ThinQ dual screen phone. I already hinted at what's unique here, but joining us on the line to chat is Varun Kalia. He's the head of mobile communications at LG Electronics. Welcome to the show, Varun.
Hey, Mark. It's great speaking with you.
Likewise. Let's dive right in. Tell us what's unique about this new G8X ThinQ dual screen smartphone.
Yes, I'm excited to share the month of November marks the official launch of LG's new dual screen smartphone in Canada, the LG G8X ThinQ dual screen. The device is LG's first ever dual screen phone in the Canadian market, and it truly embodies LG's philosophy of creating innovative products that make our lives more meaningful, and in this particular case, more efficient. The dual screen takes multitasking to a whole new level by allowing users to do more of what they love on their phones.
All right, so let's dive deeper into that dual screen part, because that, I think, is the real unique differentiator. There's some other cool features that we'll get to, but it's got 2 screens. So we're not talking about a bendable smartphone, which I know some companies have tried to debut somewhat unsuccessfully. But this is actually 2 separate screens. Talk to us about the applications for that.
That's right. So as our mobile needs are constantly evolving, we all have a lot on the go, which means we expect a lot more out of our devices. LG found that a typical smartphone session consists of 7 transitions between 4 applications. This means many of us are constantly swapping back and forth between watching videos, texting, and scanning various social channels. Depending on how you're using your phone, having just one screen might not cut it.
All right, so it's kind of like 2 things here. One is that it can transform, if you will, from a smartphone to a tablet-like device where you can do something on both screens. From what I understand, I had some limited hands-on time with this device, but you can also multitask. So do 2 different things on the 2 different screens simultaneously. So you're saying then, Varun, that I can watch a YouTube video on one screen while taking notes on another or researching something on the web.
Exactly. You can run multiple apps simultaneously without having to swap back and forth. The LG G8X ThinQ dual screen phone is also equipped with a 360 freestop hinge, Mark. So this means you can view the screen at any angle, allowing you to experience, for example, different functions such as watching a video and texting at the exact same time. Now, if you're a gamer or a sports fan, this is great news for you. You can enjoy your favorite mobile games, for example, or watch your team play while accomplishing different tasks at the same time, such as checking your email, for instance, or updating your task list. When you think about it, the use cases are truly endless.
All right, because this is radio, Varun, let's just explain what this looks like physically. When it's folded, it looks like just a regular smartphone that you've purchased, before. In fact, there's actually a third screen that maybe we can get to, a black and white screen that you can glance at for some extra information. But then it does open up like a laptop, if you will, to reveal the two larger color screens inside. Is that fair? And then you can fold it back up again and then put it back in your pocket or purse.
You're absolutely right, Mark. I think you've captured that well. When the device is folded, it is, a regular smartphone in your hand. Of course, it has the added benefit of when you open it, you are immediately met with two OLED screens. And as you mentioned, there's also a screen when it's folded on the outside, which allows you to see various notifications, your battery life, caller ID on who's calling. So that means you don't necessarily need to always have, the phone, both screens open in order to be able to see your notifications. Mm-hmm. What's also great is that, users also have the ability to use just the phone and without the dual screen option. So if you're going out for the night and you don't feel like taking both screens with you, or if you're out for a jog in the morning, you have the flexibility to fully detach the second screen and use the LG G8X ThinQ as your sole device. This gives users even more freedom to decide how and when to optimize the features of the dual screen, giving them a more customizable experience.
I got to be honest with you, when I did play around with the device and I popped out the second screen, I almost felt like, oh my goodness, I just broke it. But no, you can in fact detach the two screens if you want, which is really cool. But most people, I think, will keep it together, because of the extra functionality. And speaking of that second screen, how large are they? And does the addition of a second screen have any impact on the phone's battery life?
Yeah, so the phone's user-centric design means every detail from the identical 6.4-inch OLED displays to the increased 4,000 milliamp battery life was created to help make our lives easier without sacrificing important aspects such as usage time and quality. So absolutely, Mark, there's minimal impact on the battery life.
We're chatting with Varun Kalia. He's the head of mobile communications at LG Electronics. What about the camera? That always seems to be one of the most popular applications for a smartphone, right behind, messaging or communications, let's say. What's the LG G8 ThinQ dual screen smartphone camera like?
Yeah, the device has the AI action shot feature, Mark, which enables the phone to recognize and compensate for movement to keep subjects fully in focus. In addition to that, users can also take stunning 4K time-lapse videos, and for the first time, switching between front and rear cameras while recording videos is also possible, which is definitely a very neat addition.
All right, cool. Before we wrap up, let's talk about gaming. I understand there's some games, from what I saw, there was a folder that said dual screen apps. So some of the games can actually play on both screens, right? Or you can use one screen for your controls and the other screen to see the content that you're playing.
Absolutely, Mark. Gamers can now do way more without losing screen space on this device. So, for example, the phone also features the addition of a new customizable LG gamepad, which turns the second screen, as you mentioned, into a controller, enabling gamers to see and do more, which, as you know, for avid gamers is a very critical feature.
Awesome. I'm a big gamer. In fact, I probably use my smartphone for playing games more than I do for taking photos, in fact. So I'm eager to get my hands on the G8X for a longer period of time with some of the games optimized for the device. And I know there are other features too that unfortunately we don't have time to get to. Improvements in audio, really loud and clear sound. So without further ado, Varun, how much does the G8X ThinQ dual screen smartphone cost, and how can we learn more about it and pick it up?
Yeah, so Mark, the device is available for as low as $0, but we would encourage people to check with their carriers for the latest deals and plans on the LG G8X ThinQ dual screen.
Oh, cool. So it's one of the devices that you can get on a 2-year plan with a carrier for no dollars down, and then you just pay every month for it. And then you can go to LG.com to learn more about the device as well. And it's spelled G8X, one word, G8, the letter X, and then ThinQ, which is THIN, the letter Q, dual screen. Varun, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. It was great speaking to you.
Hey, if you want to see a video of the LG G8X ThinQ dual screen smartphone, you can just Google that name if you can remember it. G8X. Just remember LG G8X. And then my name, Mark Saltzman, Mark with a C. Google that and then click video if it doesn't show up right away. And you'll be able to see a video of that product with me reviewing it. It's about 3 minutes or so. We've done quite well on it. I just posted it the other day and there's over 50,000 views. So if you want to see that in action. I know this is radio, so just a thought. Hey, this show, Tech It Out, is powered by ASUS, the company that creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops, desktops, monitors, smartphones, tablets, smartwatches, and much more. In fact, I'm recording this right now on one of their VivoBooks, their laptops that are incredibly thin, so this radio show is entirely produced on an ASUS product, which is pretty cool. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. I'm going to catch up with the company for next week's Tech It Out, episode 122, to talk about VivoBooks and ZenBooks, another laptop line for the holidays. After all, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the holidays are coming up, and you may be looking to buy yourself or a loved one a new computer. So we'll get to that next week. When we return on Tech It Out, we're going to catch up with Sonos to learn about their awesome new speakers for the outside. Finally, a portable speaker from Sonos. We'll be right back.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. This show is powered by Western Digital and its super rugged G Technology branded Armor ATD portable hard drive. It's designed for those looking for a durable drive to bring on the go, especially for videographers and photographers and other content creators. Head over to g-technology.com for more info. Not all Bluetooth speakers are created equal. Sonos may be best known for their home-based Wi-Fi speakers and soundbars, but they've recently launched Sonos Move, which, as the name suggests, is a more portable speaker that you can take on the go. Joining us on the line to tell us all about Sonos Move is Ryan Richards. He's the Director of Product Marketing at Sonos. Welcome to the show, Ryan.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Sure thing. Now, before we talk Sonos Move, please tell us a bit about the company, Sonos.
Sure. So as you hinted at in your intro, Sonos is a company that makes a whole suite of audio products for the home and also with the Move beyond the home. A little bit of history is Sonos was founded in the mid-2000s, about the time right before really the internet and internet-connected audio and streaming were really taking off. We really pioneered not just smart speakers in the home, but also this idea that you could have a system of products in your home that all work together and create sound. Also, things like wireless streaming. We were one of the first companies to integrate with a streaming service to offer Spotify control. And we have been consistently innovating through the history of the company, as you mentioned. So we have products for any and every room of the home today, whether that's our Sonos One for your bedroom or a suite of home theater products for your living room. And what I'm really excited to talk about today with you is the Sonos Move, because not only does Sonos Move work as a great product for the home, but it's also the first Sonos product that you can take what we kind of pride ourselves on as sort of brilliant Sonos sound really anywhere.
So let's get to that. All right. It's called Sonos Move. And as the name suggests, you are no longer limited to listening to it plugged into the wall in your home. So it is, I guess, like a Bluetooth speaker. Is that right?
That's right. So all of Sonos's products work on Wi-Fi. So the way a Sonos speaker works is you put it in the room you want in your home, you plug it in, and you connect it to your Wi-Fi network. And that's how it talks to the cloud, how it talks to your streaming services, and all of those great features. Move does all those things. So it does everything that you expect the Sonos speaker to do, but it also does a little bit more. So Move is our first speaker with a built-in battery. So Move moves. You can pick it up, take it outside. It also ships with a charging base. So it's not a traditional plug-in like wall wart charger. It's a base where Move sits in it really snugly. it's always charging. So you can kind of have like a little home in one of your rooms. And then whenever you're ready to take it outside or take it somewhere else, you just pick it up. So that's a new for Sonos. The other new thing, as you mentioned, is that Move is the first Sonos product with Bluetooth. So on the back of Move, there is a small pill-shaped button, and you can press that button and then switch into Bluetooth mode. And when in that mode, Move pairs to your phone or any other Bluetooth device. So it adds a lot of flexibility. So one of the things that is important for us at Sonos is freedom of choice. And when we went to make Move and designed our first speaker with a battery in it, you can kind of even imagine a scenario where maybe we just had it work in and around the home on Wi-Fi. But what we found when we talked to our customers is that when they get something like this in their hands, they really want the ability to take it anywhere. So we added Bluetooth to enable people to do that.
All right. So like any other Sonos speaker, when you're at home, it joins your Wi-Fi, and then you can listen to different songs in different rooms, or it can join all the other Sonos speakers you may have, and you can play the same song in all the rooms, just like all the other Sonos speakers with great sounding audio, which we'll get to in a moment. But now you've got Bluetooth connectivity and a built-in battery. So you can take it to go. Let's say it's the springtime and the weather is warming and you want to have a picnic with your friends or family. You can have that speaker with you, and then you wirelessly tether your smartphone or tablet to the speaker to listen to music on its built-in battery. And how long would that last, by the way, up to?
Yeah, the battery lasts up to 10 hours. So that's at actually a pretty, that measurement is taken at a pretty decent volume level too. So you get a whole day's worth of sound out of it. Okay. The other thing about Move too is when you take it outdoors, Move is our first product actually built for the outdoors. So it's built to be extremely rugged, to take like a day's worth of sun exposure. It's built to be dropped. It's built to get wet, to get dirty. It has an IP56 rating, which is how it's rated for durability in terms of dust resistance and water resistance. It's essentially it's the highest water resistance rating you can get without fully submerging the speaker. So it really is designed for to be outside for a full day in pretty much any reasonable weather.
Is it also a smart speaker, Ryan? I mean, can you use your voice instead of an app to ask a question or, call up music using your voice?
You can. Move has a microphone array on top of it. I'll talk a little bit about some other stuff that does too. But it does work with both Alexa and the Google Assistant, depending on regional availability. And it's pretty much anything that works on our speakers at home, like the Sonos One that also has Alexa and Google built in, will work on the Sonos Move.
Oh, cool.
I should point out those integrations work on Wi-Fi mode, because on Wi-Fi we have that direct connection to the cloud that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and in Bluetooth mode, you can still use your voice through your phone. So like, for example, when I have it in Bluetooth mode, I can call up Siri and give instructions, and it works great with Move.
Huh. Okay, and that's through your phone because you're leveraging the Siri in your iPhone. I get it. We'll continue our chat with Sonos, all about the Sonos Move portable and Bluetooth speaker for the first time in the company's history when we return. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. We're chatting with Ryan Richards, Director of Product Marketing at Sonos. We're learning about a brand new speaker they've got called Sonos Move. It's the company's first portable speaker. Talk to us a bit about the quality of the audio. That's usually one of the differentiators, I'd argue, between Sonos speakers and some of the other ones out there.
Yeah, so when we went to make a speaker that worked just as well outdoors as indoors, we really wanted our first speaker that did that to carry that mantle of great Sonos sound to the outdoors. And it meant designing the speaker from an audio perspective a little differently. So Move has two Class D amplifiers, and each of those power a driver. And the driver configuration is actually specially designed to make sounds great outside. So the tweeter on Move, the high frequency driver, actually fires downward. If you look at a traditional speaker, usually you see tweeters just facing outward. Move's driver tweeter fires downward. And what it fires into is this custom molded, we call it a waveguide. And what it is, it's this piece of plastic that creates this pressure. And then the sound actually emanates from an opening at the top of Move that's all around the front and the sides. And the effect that has is it gives you this really nice, super wide, even dispersion of sound. So if you put Move, say, like on the edge of your picnic table to the side of your gathering, everybody there is getting the same sound experience. And that's one of the things that we found when we first went to design something for the outdoors that was really important to people.
Cool.
The other acoustic component of Move is a pretty large and powerful midwoofer. So the midwoofer not only covers the mid frequencies, but also bass. Something that happens, or can happen rather, when you take a speaker outside is that you lose a lot of like the natural resonances of the indoors that can actually enhance bass frequencies or lower frequencies. And so outdoors, you really need a lot of power to make that up and to get like a nice, rich, full sound. And so that's why when you get a Move in your hand, it feels very premium and it feels like it's got some heft to it. And most of that is coming from that midwoofer that ensures that like really nice low end.
Oh, cool. What about the app? That was also a hallmark of the Sonos experience, was like a really intuitive app that lets you stream music from various services and things like that. Does that work with Sonos Move, or is that not supported by this Bluetooth option?
So when you're on Wi-Fi, everything that you can do with all of your other Sonos speakers, you can do with the Sonos Move. So you can stereo pair it. You can group them, as you mentioned before. It's like one of the cool things you can do with Move at home is like if you have a Sonos soundbar, like a Playbar or a Sonos Beam, you can actually group your TV sound with your Move. Say, take your TV sound to the backyard or the patio. Like we have a lot of customers that do this with sports, like if they're watching football or something similar, they actually group their TV sound with other speakers so that they can keep listening in the kitchen or in the backyard. With Move, that's even better because you can literally just like group it and take it anywhere.
Huh.
Now, on Bluetooth mode, what we opted to do was really rely on the native Bluetooth experience that people are most familiar with. So when you go to Bluetooth mode, Move works just like you would expect a Bluetooth speaker to. So you connect it directly to your phone. You use all of the normal apps you would use on your phone to stream music to it. The Sonos app doesn't control it the same way that it does on Wi-Fi, because the Sonos app it doesn't actually stream music. The Sonos app is kind of like a very sophisticated remote control. So it's not actually streaming audio. But when you're in Bluetooth mode, there is still some functionality and intelligence there. So the app, if you open the Sonos app next to a Move in Bluetooth, it will know there's a Move nearby. It will be able to read battery level and some other things for you. And then it will also let you know that the Move is in Bluetooth mode. So it'll give you the option like, hey, if you want to stream, use a different app, or you can also switch it back into Wi-Fi mode if you're at home.
Before we wrap up, Brian, and talk price and where we could pick it up, because this is radio, please explain what the Move looks like. How big is it, for example? Does it fit in your hand, or is it something with a handle that's larger? And is there different colors to choose from? Maybe a bit about the shape?
Sure. So Move is a bit larger than our other speakers. It's about maybe 12 inches or so tall, about 4 inches wide. The handle is actually built in to Move itself, so it's not like a hanging handle. It's a very nice, solid grip you get when carrying it, and it feels really good. As I mentioned earlier, the Move has a little bit of heft to it due to the quality of audio components in there. So it's about 6 pounds, and so it's not, I would not call it, it's not like a super small, ultra portable, throw it in your purse kind of speaker, but it is, power your picnic.
Sure.
Really get great sound for a lot of people anywhere outdoors.
I actually prefer when my tech has a bit of heft to it because it feels like it's a quality purchase,
Yeah, that's something we hear a lot about this product, is that I think when people see pictures of it online, they sort of they imagine it to be a bit smaller, and then when they get their hands on it and they feel the quality of it, they're always really impressed.
Cool. And is it available in gray, black, white, like traditional speaker colors, or some of the Bluetooth ones are more vibrant colors, depending on which ones you pick up?
Yeah, so Move is available in one color. It's a color we call shadow black. And there's actually a really interesting story as to why. So one of the things, as I mentioned earlier, we really designed Move to be durable. So especially for the outdoors, so you can drop it onto like from a 3-foot height onto concrete, and it doesn't, and there's no damage.
Wow.
It can get wet. It can get dust in it. There's all of these things that we did to make sure that it would be durable and stand up to the outdoors. And the color was one of those, actually. So the color, we call it shadow black. It's a slightly off black. So it's a very, very dark gray. And the reason we did that is because we found when doing UV exposure tests, like solar load tests. So what we actually did is in our labs, we built a simulation of the sun shining on Move for 8 hours to make sure that it could withstand the day in the sun. And this slightly off black color, it actually helps with heat dissipation. And then also helps to make sure that Move's not too hot to the touch. So after it's been in the sun for a couple hours, if you go to pick it up, it still feels cool to the touch.
All right. Finally, Sonos Move. How much does it cost, and where could we pick it up online and maybe at retail?
Sure. The Sonos Move costs $399, and it's available on Sonos.com, our website directly.
All right. Ryan Richards, thank you very much for your time. All the best.
Thank you so much for having me, Mark.
I do think Sonos was ahead of their time with their Wi-Fi speakers and the whole interface and the app, and then adding voice support, and then a couple of different kinds of sound bars, and now going outside. It's pretty smart. Another company that I love, and I am thrilled that they are the sponsor of this program, is Asus. Asus creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops, desktops, and much more. Head over to asus.com for more info. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out, hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, everyone. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. You hear this from tech experts all the time. Be sure to back up your important files for when, not if, something happens to your computer. Am I right? Well, there are a few ways to do it, of course, including online or cloud options and offline or local solutions. So who better to talk to about storage than SanDisk, one of the biggest companies in this space? So joining us on the line to explain the benefits of SSD or solid state drives is Brian Pridgeon. He's the Director of Product Marketing, Content Solutions at SanDisk, which is part of the Western Digital family. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Hello, Mark. Thank you for having me here today.
Sure. Now, before we talk about the Extreme Pro Portable SSD, please tell us a bit about SanDisk. And I did mention that you're now part of the WD family, right?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me again. And this is really a great opportunity, especially as we coming into the holidays now, because we all have more high-quality content that we need to store, back up, and protect more than ever before. So let me give you a little bit of overview about Western Digital Corporation. As you're right, we now have 3 major brands that most of your listeners are probably aware of from a consumer perspective. We obviously have the SanDisk line of products, and I'm going to talk about those today. Everyone's heard of our SanDisk USBs, our memory cards, our portable storage. I'm going to talk today about the Extreme Pro Portable SSD. It's a fantastic new product for carrying high-capacity storage with you on the go. But we also have the WD line of products, and WD, as your listeners may know of as well, is traditional NAS, network-attached storage devices for home and office. Those line of products will continue to go with world-class solutions. And then we also have a line of products called G Technology. And G Technology is really geared for those studio professionals that want 24/7 reliability and ultra super fast performance for studio pro video environments.
Okay, cool. Now, I know we're not talking hard drives today, like a traditional spinning hard drive, but when you talked about Western Digital having the NAS or network-attached storage drives, they also still make traditional hard drives that are not online. You would connect it to your computer via USB or USB-C. Is that right?
And that's one thing, Mark, that we all need to, and we're all should be very aware of, that hard drives are not going away, right? Hard drives are very reliable for cost per gigabyte application. Right. Hard drives are great when it comes to high-capacity storage solutions. So hard drives will not be going away, but the next generation when it comes to performance, reliability, durability, that's why we're here today to talk about solid-state storage, the SSDs that we'll be talking about today.
Yeah, so let's jump into that. So when someone says to me, hey, Mark, I want to buy a laptop, I often say, don't forget to look for SSD instead of an HDD or hard disk drive, because a SSD is based on flash memory, which is kind of like inside of your smartphone. There's no moving parts. It's lighter, it's smaller, it's less prone to damage because there's no moving parts. It's better on the battery. So there's all these benefits. So what separates SanDisk's SSDs from the competition? And I know we're talking external SSDs today, not ones that are already built into your laptop.
Yes, that's a great question that unfortunately oftentimes people overlook when it comes to the brand of memory they're buying. But the brand really does make a difference. For example, SanDisk has been around for over 30 years, and we don't make refrigerators, we don't make toasters, we don't make smartphones, but we make memory, and we've done that well for a long time. It's actually a lot of technology that goes into memory, whether it's a micro SD memory card, a USB, or a portable SSD like we're going to talk about today. There's really three primary components, and I won't get too techie when I talk about it, but just think about there's the memory inside that we manufacture, there's a controller that's similar to a CPU, and there's the firmware that wraps those three things together. And we are one of the only companies in the world that have vertical integrated processes that we're experts in all three of those areas. That's how we're able to deliver the performance and reliability that separates us from the rest of the companies out there.
Okay, great. Awesome. All right, now let's talk Extreme Pro Portable SSD. As the name suggests, this sounds like it's external storage that you would connect maybe to a laptop when you're on the go, but it's got that rugged ability that we want when we're in the field, if you will.
Yeah, it gets back to the fact that we all have more high-quality content than ever before, whether it's 4K video, 360 video, and all the applications, AR, VR, et cetera. We can go on and on. And essentially, those are driving the need for higher capacity solutions. And what consumers tell us is that they want to keep that content with them. They want that content to be portable or mobile. And that's why we've designed the SanDisk Extreme Pro Portable SSD. And as we said before, all memory, all of these portable solutions are not created the same. And really what it comes down to is purpose-built products. So we've designed this product specifically for that person that's on the go, that wants to keep high-quality content with them. And it really starts with the SSD that you mentioned before from a reliability standpoint. Inside that Extreme Pro Portable SSD is a up to 2 terabytes of solid-state storage. The speed on that is extremely fast, up to actually over 1,000 megabytes per second. So when we talk about the difference, as you mentioned earlier, between a hard drive and an SSD, it all comes down to speed. Higher capacity means you need to move that higher capacity fast. The faster the SSD, the more time you're going to save in moving that content.
All right. External drives aren't just about storage, like how many files you can hold. But speed is also important, whether you're reading or writing onto the drive. Like you want it to be as if it was stored internally in that laptop. So that's another thing that people should consider. And then the third is the durability, that you want to bring this with you wherever you go. And you may be in harsher environments. You want it to be able to withstand the bumps and grinds of daily life outside of the home.
You're right. It really comes down to durability and mobility. So for example, with the SanDisk Extreme Pro, it starts with the actual enclosure itself. There's an aluminum chassis. The SSD actually rests inside that aluminum chassis, and then we encase that with a hardened plastic that actually has a silicone grip. We've been making portable solutions such as USBs and SSDs for a long, long time.
We'll continue chatting with SanDisk when we return.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Check It Out whenever you want.
We're chatting with Brian Pridgeon, Director of Product Marketing, Content Solutions at SanDisk, which is part of the Western Digital family, talking about a new product called the Extreme Pro Portable SSD. As the name suggests, this is not a hard drive. This is a solid-state memory, which has no moving parts. So it's faster, lighter, smaller than external drives, and it's also durable. You said it's up to 2 terabytes of storage. That's a lot, because one of the downsides to SSD was that hard drives used to be able to hold a lot more. They still do, I think, but it seems that solid state, which is part of like the flash memory family, is starting to catch up in capacity. Isn't that right?
Really, it has. So 2 terabytes is a tremendous amount of capacity, but really what makes SSDs different, as we said before, is the speed, performance, and the durability of this product. And I think for your listeners, they really should go to our website at SanDisk.com, take a look at the product, and you can see the true size. It's tough for people to understand. We talk about 2 terabytes. We think of the old days where you have these huge hard drives, right, that would be up to 2 terabytes. But now you have 2 terabytes that can truly fit in the palm of your hand.
Since this is radio, could you tell us a bit about the size? Is it like a deck of cards? Is it smaller?
It would be the size of a credit card.
Oh, wow. Okay. So really small. So you really could just toss that in your backpack and you're good to go.
You can toss it in your backpack. It's actually rugged and durable, as I mentioned earlier. And for example, if you do happen to get it in a water environment or a dust environment, it has an IP rating, and that rating just tells us that it will withstand the environments. So IP rating 55 is for dust and water. It also has a really cool lanyard on it. So if you want to clip it inside a backpack or inside a purse, we really went an extra yard here to think about what makes a product portable. And as I said, we've been doing portable storage for a long time because I'm sure everyone knows us for our USBs. Right. And essentially what we've done is we've taken USBs and put them on steroids, if you would think about it, from a speed performance, from a durability performance. Lightweight also is what needs to be considered. When anyone looks at a portable device, there's lots of portable devices out there, and they'll say they will withstand the environments, but this product really will withstand the environments and kind of that day-to-day, our day-to-day lifestyles of needing something that's a little bit more rugged.
Before we wrap up, Brian, and talk price and availability, SanDisk often has software that can be useful to those who use their drives, like automatic backup or encryption or anything like that. What if you lose this SSD? Is there anything that we can do to protect it? And is there any other software that you think we should mention?
You know, there is a software that we're offering on a limited basis for North America, and it's called Flashback. And that if someone buys this product, they'll see a little sticker on the outside that says available with Flashback software. And what that Flashback does, it allows you to back up everything on your USB device into the cloud. If you lose the device, you can then recall what you've backed up in the cloud back from the device as well. It also comes with encryption software. So we're really trying to think about that person on the go. If you do misplace the drive, first of all, we're going to give you some encryption so you can password protect it. But if you just happen to misplace it in your office, you can also use our Flashback software to recall all of that content that you've stored up on the cloud.
All right, awesome. And then finally, how much does the Extreme Pro Portable SSD start at?
The best thing to do for your listeners is to go to SanDisk.com, and on our website we list prices for all the products. For example, the 500 gigabyte Extreme Pro Portable SSD starts at a price of $126, and the price goes all the way up to 1 terabyte and then to 2 terabytes as well. But the best thing to do, especially as we get into the holidays now, is to shop either at the SanDisk.com store. Our products are also available on all the major retailers in North America, as well as Amazon. And I'm sure you'll see some fantastic pricing on SSDs as we get closer to the holidays.
All right. SanDisk.com. Brian Pridgeon, thank you very much for your time and wishing you an early happy holiday season to you.
Thank you very much, Mark.
And speaking of the holidays, you bet that over the coming weeks, we are going to be looking at Black Friday deals, Cyber Monday tips and tricks. We're going to look at the best apps to helping you score a good deal, all that kind of stuff, and recommended products gearing up for the holidays, of course, for you and your family. If you have suggestions for an upcoming Tech It Out, maybe you've got a guest you'd like me to interview, a topic, a product or a service you want me to review, an app, a game, you can hit me up on social media. I'm at Mark Saltzman. That's Mark with a C, _ SALTZMAN, and that's on Twitter, or otherwise on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. It's simply Mark Saltzman, one word. Or if you prefer email, you can send me an email at tech@marksaltzman.com. That's TECH@MARCSALTZMAN.com. All right. Thanks again for tuning into the program, and thank you to our title sponsor, ASUS. Tech It Out is brought to you by ASUS, a company that creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. ASUS, for those in search of incredible. Visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. And while you're there, check out their ROG or Republic of Gamers gear as well. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Catch up with you next time on Tech It Out. Bye-bye for now.